Welcome, everyone, to the Real Walking Cast, episode 97. I am your host, Matrixlord212. I'm with Mike D. What's up, Mike?
Shit, of course.
All right. What's up? So, Fear the Walking Dead, last week was really good, right?
Yeah.
Today, too, was good, too.
Yes.
But and it's like, why the F couldn't they do that when it first started? Like, that good. It took a while for them to, I guess, get their groove. I mean, now we're in the second half of the second season. So we only got, about 6 episodes left, maybe?
I'm not sure.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like already, you saw last episode, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. Now, they may make Madison, she has the southern accent. Maybe she's Rick's sister. We don't know. I remember when Chris Hardwick said that on Talking Dead. They were looking all weird, like, like he said something like, crazy. But they learned all the walkers. And right away, when they're pressing the piano keys, they're all just falling off the roof. Just falling off the roof. Because for the sound, they go towards the sound. They don't think, oh, I can't step this way. And then they just go down. I had a problem with this episode today. Because it was two things. One, in the beginning of the episode, right? The guy's having the wedding, I guess, for his daughter or whatever, right? And immediately he has a heart attack, right? Now, you don't die, like, instantly from a heart attack. Like boom. The lady wasn't even doing enough compressions for the guy to even be dead, okay? Immediately, he's a walker before he's even dead. Bites her face, and then it's like, here we go. That's not what I've ever seen in Walking Dead. Now, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but even the thing with Shane, Rick killed Shane. His body laid there for a little bit. He's talking to Carl, and then Carl had to shoot him. It isn't that fast. Like, this guy didn't even have time enough to die before he became a walker. Do you agree or no?
I don't quite agree.
Really? Okay. Why?
Yeah, because, well, I mean, if somebody has a heart attack and it's like that dire, then their heart shuts down and their body stops functioning.
But the guy was on the ground. She wasn't even, like, it was so fast. We could probably time it, right? He was on the ground. He looked like he moved his head. She's doing this, and then immediately he bites the friggin'. Like, it was like maybe 10 seconds. That's insane, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, with Shane and with some of these other people, it takes time to bleed out. The death process, if you know of anyone in the medical profession, they would tell you that death is actually a process. It's not like one single thing that occurs, other than the fact, like, if the heart stops beating, it's going to take some time. Yeah, I mean, I kind of see what you're getting at, but there's also a little bit of suspension of disbelief, with some of the
No, but
stuff.
the thing is that for one episode, you have to change the whole rules of Walking Dead. It's sort of like, remember what they did with Alien? And Alien, there was an incubation period when the face hugger went on there, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then in Aliens vs. Predator, they sped it up like that, and you're like, what the hell? Like, that's not the way it usually is. I just felt like, well, that was totally wrong. Second thing I have a problem with is when the walkers don't run, they don't have intelligence, whatever. They don't have intelligence to know how to swim. So they don't have a thing to be like, oh, there's an elevator shaft. Let me grab the wall and reach. Okay? They don't grab the wall. They'll just go at her, and that's it, and just fall down. Same thing like when Darrow and Carol were in the car, and they were just they just fell down with the car. They didn't you know what I'm saying? They're not like holding on to the elevator shaft. Oh, I don't want to fall. Let me grab her. No, they would instantly lunge at her. So that's what I have a problem with. Because there's no thinking. It's like you said, instincts, they would just leap at her or go after her, grab her. They wouldn't have a thing to, let me hold on to the elevator shaft door while I'm grabbing at her.
Well, in zombie lore, based on primarily Romero's zombie films.
Yeah, but there's not Romero, though.
I understand that. Zombies function on motor instinct. So if there's something that's an impediment in their way, they would lean against it while they're still reaching for somebody. Their primary focus is still going after whatever that is that they're going after, the victim.
But they would use both hands to go after the victim. They wouldn't have one hand leaning on the wall so they don't fall and trying to reach the person.
Well, they still have motor instinct. Maybe it's it's still some sort of thing. I mean, we could like splinter this into like.
But they don't. They don't swim, right? That was the biggest mistake that they tried to do. They're like, all right, we're gonna have the water. We're gonna have the walkers swim now, and they're like, you can't do that, right? Because they just don't know how. They just have no brain function other than to like that savage eating whatever.
But they don't. They don't have to swim, though, because in Lucio Fulci's zombie film, an Italian director did a pseudo sequel to Dawn of the Dead. He had a zombie fighting a shark, and the zombie was just like, floating around at the bottom of the water, and a shark came by, and he started chewing on it. So it's not that they're out there doing a backstroke swimming around. It's that they're just floating around. I mean, and they start propelling themselves like with their arms forward, like grasping towards something. So it's going to propel their body towards whatever whoever the victim is there.
Right.
I mean, I'm willing to give these things a pass. I mean, that elevator
I know,
thing.
because it's been sucking for a while. So I do give it a pass too. Just a little bit. I just don't want them to go too far. Because when I start seeing a zombie running after them, then I'm like, oh, come on. I know this will never happen in Walking Dead, but these people are just doing their own thing, and sometimes they're getting it wrong.
Well, the thing, remember, Greg Nicotero was actually a protege of Tom Savini, who worked a lot with him on Dawn of the Dead, Creepshow, things like that. And Nicotero is one of the co-creators of Fear of the Walking Dead, if I'm not mistaken. So he's going to kind of have those thoughts in his head about how zombies operate. And in Dawn of the Dead, there was a sequence where one of the main four heroes gets zombified later in the film, and he comes back later, and they're in a shopping mall, and they have a fake wall built to, like, stave off any people that come into the mall to distract them or defer them from coming upstairs to where their actual living quarters are. But yet this guy who's newly zombified still has memories of there's something upstairs. So he leads a whole group of zombies to the wall, and they start chewing through the wall and pulling the wall down for no reason other than the fact he's still got fragment memories of the fact that there's something up there that they need to get to, or he needs to get to, thus leading them up there.
Right. So yeah, it's just, well, I'm looking at this thing now. David Alpert and Galen Hurd, Robert Kirkman. It doesn't say anything about Nicotero having any say with this now, with the Fear of the Walking Dead. So I don't know.
So is Nicotero? I thought he was like a co-creator or co-producer or something like that. But I know he's heavily involved with Walking Dead, without a doubt.
Yeah. Oh no, he definitely is, but not Fear the Walking Dead. No, unless I get some confirmation on there right now, it doesn't show that he's. Let me look him up.
Yeah, and these people that are doing Fear and Walking Dead right now, they grew up on Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead. These great zombie films that are like the golden age of the whole zombie movement.
Right. Okay, so
they're going to pick and choose with things because, like in Return of the Living Dead, they introduced something where the zombies were all about the brains in that film, where they go after the brains of the people, not just biting them or chewing like their arm or their leg or whatever. They go after the brain, whereas in Romero's zombie films, which Romero's hands down, without a doubt, the king, the originator of the whole zombie, the modern day zombie trend, if you will,
right?
That it's about just like eating people. It doesn't matter if it's a brain or arm, leg, liver, kidney, whatever.
Yeah. It shows that his last thing on Fear the Walking Dead as a makeup artist was Shiva. It doesn't show anything recently with Fear the Walking Dead. So, let me see. And that was basically the finale. That was the mid-season finale. So I guess he was working on regular Walking Dead while they're working on the second half of Fear the Walking Dead.
So he has no technical sort of affiliation.
He didn't work. He works with Fear the Walking Dead, but he hasn't. From what I see, he hasn't worked with this half of the season. So, not that I see here.
Well, they still have a quote-unquote Bible that they go with the show, as far as like what zombies do, what they don't do.
Right.
You know, like all shows do. They've got a Bible for new writers and new people that come on board to have a centric sort of idea of like what you're going to be dealing with when you're writing for these shows.
Yeah.
As far as like not doing anything like too far crazy, like zombies aren't going to like start flying in the air.
Yeah.
You know,
but the only thing issue is, I mean, I'm glad these past 2 episodes have been amazing compared to what the other ones were.
Oh yeah.
By far, like the improvement was, I would say 100% compared to what we've seen. I don't know about you. I mean, a lot better than them playing Bog on.
Well, you've been quite stiff with the show. I kind of I wrote it out. I thought that it would get better. They're kind of finding their way because they have a show, The Walking Dead, that they're sort of competing with in a way, to where like they want to be on that same level, and they want to be just as important to the viewers as that show, but they have to be different enough to where it's not the same old, same old.
And the problem that they have is that the ratings ain't there for Fear the Walking Dead. In fact, they actually greenlit season 3 before even season 2 was just starting. So, I mean, even if the ratings are horrible, they're not going to – they have a deal. They have to ride it out with the 3rd season. So, it could be in the toilet, the ratings, and they still have to finish their commitment for a 3rd season. So I at this point in time, I hope the ratings are better with these past 2 episodes. I haven't paid attention to it lately, but what do you think of Travis? Is Travis, right?
Yeah.
What do you think I can't stand the kid, the son. What do you think of him?
He's becoming more interesting now. I'm like you. I didn't really like the kid.
Yeah.
But I think they're kind of focusing now on maybe some pushback they've gotten with some of these characters where they're trying to kind of make them more interesting. Or maybe they've had a plan all along to start
is he going to be a villain? He looks like he's going to become a villain, no?
Who knows? Could be or maybe not. In fact, as we're talking, I'm watching the elevator scene on the big screen in the living room right now.
Right.
With the zombies in the elevator and all that.
Yeah.
They're re-showing the earlier episode again.
Okay.
So.
Yes, I'm not really crazy about the son because I don't understand. If he's supposed to be crazy, why is he mellow now? Where he knows what he's doing. I mean, at one point in time, he was thinking about killing his stepsister and Megan, and then even his father, he was like weird with. Now he's like, he's with his dad, but he doesn't even like. He's just like, going against his dad. It's like it's not even. I mean, what does his father give him? His father give up his life to be with his son. His wife. I mean, it's like, come on.
The thing with me is, what's the character's name?
The kid?
Yeah.
Is it Carlos? I'm not sure. Let me see.
Well, I'm asking that because I'm trying to prove a point. To me, we've had a season and a half, and some of these characters, I don't even remember their name.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't like them enough to, remember their name. I mean, Travis, okay. I'm lucky if I know his name, and Madison, okay, and Strand. But let's see. Let me look at
Daniel.
Let's see. No, that was
Daniel, Strand, Madison, Travis. Yeah, like these people, I remember their names, but unlike Walking Dead, I remember practically all of those characters, their names.
Right. I mean, Nick, Travis, Madison, Alicia, Ophelia, Chris. All right, so his name is Chris. And then Daniel Salazar, that's the, Ruben Blades.
Yeah.
Strand. All right, so yeah. And Louis. Okay, yeah, so basically his name is Chris, but I don't really like Chris. And I don't really like Nick either. Like, to me, I don't like Nick since the first episode. Madison, I like Madison and Strand, and even their daughter Alicia, and I don't know, Ophelia, I don't know what the hell she is. I mean, she doesn't do anything yet to warrant her surviving. I don't know. But
yeah, to me the most important characters have been Madison, Strand, and Daniel. And I'm sure we're going to see Daniel back.
Yeah, I don't think he died because they never did a post-mortem on him on Talking Dead, and I think he's going to come back with the other one, Cecilia, because I bet you she knew, like, she didn't seem bothered that she was locked in there with them in the finale, so I'm pretty sure that she got a way out, and she got him out, so we'll see. But, yeah, I mean, I see the kid dying, Chris. I don't see he's going to last. That's going to probably be the shocking thing and the sad thing, that he couldn't help his kid, and the kid's going to want to make a mistake or something. He's going to die. Like, you can't have a show where they're all going to live, and to have it that way would be different than Walking Dead. I mean, it's just not practical that any of them are really, like, some of them are going to have to die. I mean, Ophelia maybe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I see the weaker of the groups dying,
I think they're going to build Chris up just to take him down, or they're going to build him up to the point of where they'll kill his dad, Travis, and he'll become okay, and he'll become like more of a leader.
Oh, you really think they'll kill Travis?
They'll do something like that.
I think Travis is going to live, and I think Chris is going to die. There's no way.
But Travis is still stuck in the old world, where he still is like compassionate, and he's still a little bit naive with things. I think
you need that to be the conflict of the group, though.
Yeah, but right now. But I'm saying he actually is that's the whole point of why he splintered away with his son, Chris, because he's going to teach Chris to be more compassionate, be a little bit more level-headed. And it's going to get to a point to where, like, Travis has basically fulfilled his purpose in the show, and they're going to kill him off, and then the kid's going to continue on. Or they're going to kill the kid just when they build the kid up to where you're cheering for the kid, you've hated the kid, and now you start to like him, and then they're going to pull it away from you and kill him.
That's what I think they're going to do, because I don't feel that he's strong enough character to be a major player as part of the group. Regardless of what they do.
And that could be the thing to toughen Travis up, is that he spent his time like building his kid up, like trying to bestow upon him these compassionate sort of ways of looking at the world in light of the apocalypse. And they're going to get there, and then they're going to pull the rug out from Travis, and the kid's going to die, and he's going to be like, you know what, you guys are right, fuck this, and then Travis is going to become darker.
Yeah, that I could see happening. I could also see Daniel coming back, but then him dying anyway. Like, they'll bring him back. He'll be in season 3, and then he'll die. Ophelia will die.
How about this? Travis gets Chris to the point to where he's got humanity, all this other stuff. Then Daniel comes back, and there's some situation that they're confronted with to where Daniel actually has to kill Travis or Chris because of some situation they're in. And that
maybe Chris will get bit.
That'll create a conflict.
Yeah.
But see, I see it more as like Daniel would kill Travis because of something. Because Travis is more the compassionate, resilient one when it comes to like humanity.
Right.
And then that's going to set Travis off, or that's going to set Chris off against Daniel. That'll be a whole new arc with those people, to where they have to, there's conflict there because, hey, you killed my dad, and but there's a situation to where maybe that had to occur, like maybe whatever, like maybe an episode whatever coming up, they're in some area where they're closed off, and Travis or Chris is trying to get Travis into like safety over a wall in a room, something, and someone has to make a decision, and Daniel's there, and he just basically decides that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, and
Star Trek thing.
Yeah, there you go, Wrath of Khan. And so there goes Travis, and then now Chris has got resentment against Daniel because now Chris has become Travis, his dad. He's learned humanity, he's learned all this stuff, but at a cost.
Is there any characters, if you can only name 2 characters that live, right, of the whole group, what characters you think they cannot kill because it's the heart of the show? Like, absolutely 2 characters they can't kill.
Are you asking me based on characters I like or characters that I think that they will go with as far as...
Both would be preferable.
I don't like Nick. I think that they will keep Nick.
But you would prefer him to be dead, right?
Well, I mean, I'm not going out of my way saying like he needs.
No, but if there was a big thing, there was only 2 survivors, right?
Yeah.
Left. Who would be the 2 survivors?
Well, if you left it to me, I would say Strand and Madison, personal favorites. But I think that they're going to have to keep Nick. I think that they would actually sacrifice Madison to keep Nick, because right now Nick is away from Strand. And this whole thing started with a seed being planted that Strand was kind of the surrogate father for Nick in a way. And now that Nick's away from Strand and Madison and Strand are having their storyline away from Nick, that Nick's going to come back into the fray. And see, that's the thing with story writing. And as you know, as an author, you fragment characters and you create storylines separate from each other. And then you bring one to the other one. And then you have to have a denouement for that. Right. So Nick's going to have to show back up, and there's going to have to be sacrifice, in my opinion. And I think that's going to be his mother.
See, if there was a thing where they says, all right, everybody's going to die except for 2 people, one of them is going to be Madison. I feel flat out. Because I felt that always there could be that connection where she's Rick's sister. And, of course, one of her kids would have to be with her. Because I don't think she could survive without her children. If like her kids died, I don't think she could go on. So I would have to say her and Alicia. But if there's 3, yes, Strand. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't. It could be a thing where we lose Chris and Nick because they fight each other, maybe, or something. I don't see Chris I just don't see him lasting. Period. I don't know why. I just have this thing. Ophelia, I don't even know what the hell they're doing with her. Like, where'd she go? I really hope they don't do the crap that she's kidnapped, and then they got to do the whole, next season, where is she type of crap. So I do hope that Daniel comes back by the finale.
The thing with Chris is I'm not sure if it's about him as an actor or the writers, what's going on with that character, but he's really not. He's not a compelling sort of character. He seems to be kind of a bratty. I mean, I'm looking at him right now on TV with Travis, and I'm like looking at this, and he just seems very. He's not refined for the show. He seems to be like an actor that is portraying a character that is going to die. Right.
See, to me, like, I just don't understand how the way he acted last season, right, and the last part of this season. And then all of a sudden, like, he's different. Like, he almost killed his stepsister and his stepmother and wanted to kill his dad. And now all of a sudden you're normal because your dad spent a long time with you. Like, I thought they were trying to make it that he was mentally effed up. Like, something was wrong with him to be that way. You can't just cure that in an episode. Like, I'm having a hard time understanding how they could just abandon that whole thing and then just go with, he's normal, he just wants to fit in.
I'm going to I'm going to make a call. Travis is going to die this season. There you go.
All right.
The father, Travis, he's going to die. They're building up something with him trying to – Travis is trying to get Chris back on track for something.
You say Travis dies, I say Chris dies.
Okay.
This season.
And you know what? Neither of us can lose because we don't like either of them.
Right. Half the times I'm like, what the hell is their names? Crap. Meanwhile, like I probably with my eyes closed can announce everybody in The Walking Dead. It's funny.
I'll take that bet. At least I actually like Travis more than his son. But I think, as we've known in this show, whenever you're compassionate and trying to actually get more involved with humanity, you're going to die.
Right.
So, I don't know.
The thing is, I think with Walking Dead, I think they've gotten to a point where they're afraid to kill off major characters. You know, I don't know if you feel that way. Like, oh, we can't kill Daryl. Oh, we can't kill Kara. Oh, we can't kill. So, like, it's like, you know, what will we get? Will we get Abraham? Like that they'll kill him? You know, like I get this impression because, you know, it's been up and down with Walk. I mean, it's still been way better than Fear will ever be, like Walking Dead. But you and I have talked about this plenty of times with Walking Dead.
Yeah.
How it just like they build it up like, oh my God, Daryl's gonna lose a hand, this one's gonna die, and nothing effing happens.
By the way, off air as much as on air too. So yeah, we talk about it quite a bit.
All the fucking time we talk about it, like how it's bullshit that, you know, this happens and this happens, and I still to this day, and I think most of the people agree, they should have never made a cliffhanger of that whole Negan thing. I thought that they ruined kind of a little bit his entrance. They should have just did it right there and then the season starts, because that was just torture to do that. And it cost too much work for them. Now it costs them extra money that they have to film a death scene for everybody just to hush up. All that shit was not necessary. They should have just, oh shit, they killed Glenn, and then boom, or whatever, you know?
And we know that they fuck with fans. Remember how pissed off I was last year with the season ender? Well, actually all of us were. We're like, what the fuck, you know? Right. They built it up like, oh my God, get the tissue boxes ready. It's going to be like so horrible.
Shut the fuck up with that already. Like, stop. Stop it with the fucking... And you know what really sucks? They made a thing like, well, maybe Glenn's dead, right? And people were like really genuinely upset, right? And then they're so want to know what happened that they're not paying attention to the next fucking couple of episodes. Nobody gave a shit about Morgan, like with his mentor and shit. Everybody's where's Glenn? Right? I mean, did you get that? I liked the episode with Morgan, but
yeah, I was gonna tell you. I got to tell you that Morgan episode that was great. I liked it.
It was, but people were focused on the Glenn thing.
Well,
and it took away from, you know.
You're gonna have the fangirls that are like, oh God, you know, Glenn or Daryl are gonna die or whatever. But I have told you before, have I not, that I think that this season of Walking Dead is going to be a jump the shark season, where it's going to reach its peak with Walking Dead. People are going to start kind of pushing back against it or dropping off.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, you know, my whole thing is that the whole show is Rick. That's my thing. He's the leader. That's it. When you start breaking him down like that, like, oh, now he's as ever. They already did that already. They already did it where his son questioned, maybe you shouldn't lead anymore. Remember? When he wasn't leading and they were doing their stupid government and shit. So, like, I don't want to see this again a second time.
The main problem, correct me if I'm wrong here in your eyes, but this show started out as anything can happen to any character. That's what's cool about it. And then they've gotten to a point to where, oh, we've got these breakaway characters now, like Daryl is the primo example, where they're like almost afraid to do anything with him because, and he wasn't even around in the comics. He was somebody created specifically for the show, that they're too afraid that if they kill off Daryl, there's going to be such a backlash against the show. They don't want that to affect the ratings or anything. And that's going to be the primo thing, is the money, you know, the bottom line, money, ratings, whatever. Daryl's got too many fangirls and fanboys out there that now you're having, like, intelligent people can look at the situation and go, okay, they're not going to want to do anything with these characters because they don't want the fan backlash, when the whole premise of the show was about the fact that anyone can die at any time.
Right.
Because that if you set a show
well,
up...
I felt that way except for Rick. I never felt that way about Rick. That I always felt that everyone could die but Rick. Because I always felt that it started with him, it should end with him. You can't have him... If they killed him, I will not watch the show.
Yeah, but Carl is actually a pseudo Rick.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't watch it. It wouldn't be strong. It would get canceled.
Well, they couldn't kill it. They couldn't kill him too soon, though. I'm saying, like, I think that Rick may die. Like, whatever season they decide to end Walking Dead with, whether it be by their own choice or
Andrew Lincoln leaves, maybe.
Yeah. I think that they'll get to a point to where Rick's been all about reconnecting with his son. And
his daughter has got Judith is there too, you know.
Yeah, and bringing them into a refuge and a safe place in the world again, and possibly recreating that safe refuge of the world that they came from. And I could easily see that, and I expect actually that Rick will die towards the end of the series, wherever that ends. But
I always envisioned, like I talked to you about it, that Rick gets bit, and then he doesn't turn because he has to save Carl or whatever, and then you realize, oh shit, he didn't even get sick. He's got something in him that could cure the whole damn thing. You know, that's what I envisioned, because I'm like, you know, but now they did this thing in Fear the Walking Dead where this guy supposedly got bit and never turned, which I call bullshit, by the way, with that. I don't think that's possible.
As do I, yes. And we only saw the guy's shoulder, and it looked bruised.
Yeah, like he burned it or whatever. I mean, I would tend to think that if something massive like that would happen in the Walking Dead universe, it would happen in the main show, Walking Dead, not the secondary, no frills, generic version of the show, Fear the Walking Dead. You know, so
I will tell you, on Walking Dead, something has to happen to neuter Rick. Somebody that dies by Negan's hand going into this episode of the new season, something has to happen. Michonne, I mean, I don't believe it's going to be Carl, but something has to happen with somebody to neuter Rick, to get him to be... It would have to be
Daryl or Glenn has to die in order for him to get messed up where he just...
It's got to be somebody big, because, I mean, think about it. Rick lost his wife, and this was early on, while he still had fragments of, like... Yeah, he still had... And, I mean, he lost Shane, but there was some strife with Shane, so you could understand that there was an easier way for him to deal with that. But this has to be something where Rick is so affected that... And it's been kind of leading to this throughout the other previous seasons, with Rick kind of going mental at certain times, that something has to get to a breaking point with Rick, where Rick has to be so neutered by Negan based on something Negan has done, because Negan's not going to just, like, talk Rick into being more of a beta. Something has to happen where Rick has a total break, and he just, like, becomes...
Well, when Carl got shot in the eye, you saw him.
Yeah.
There was nobody could take him down. He was so adrenaline pumped. He went with the axe, and he's like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And Michonne was just right behind, you know. She was just like, you know. That was it. So.
Yeah, that's dealing with the injury to Carl with, it's similar, but he, you know, with, it's almost worse if Carl is still around, but Rick has been neutered in the eyes of his group, because Rick, this whole past season has been the fact Rick has been built up to be some alpha leader. Something has to happen to cut his balls off, if you will.
That's it. His best friend dies, like Glenn or something, or Daryl. The group will have doubt in
it. And there's nothing he can do about it. Not the fact that he had a chance to, like, try and fight the people and bring about a different result. It's got to do with it's a no-win scenario, truly, where even if Rick got up and like did something, they would just kill his kid or kill the whole group. So that there has to be somebody of consequence that dies, and if not, then the show. I think the show will really kind of show its ass for being chicken shit for killing people.
See, the problem is that in the comics today, Negan is still alive. Okay?
Yeah.
So that means he's alive for what, like 5 years or 4, whatever amount of years in the comic time. So he could technically be around for 5 seasons. You can't friggin' do that on TV.
I'm going to tell you, I think Negan's going to be around for at least 3 seasons.
That's ridiculous.
Like, including this coming season. Like, this will be not this past one.
It'll be this season,
yes,
and then season 7, season 8, and season 9, and that's ridiculous.
And I'm going to tell you, this season of Walking Dead, it's going to be, you're going to see Rick the opposite of what he was this past season. Rick is, I think, going to be more. They're going to like break him down this whole season. It's going to be all about the peripheral characters. It's going to be introducing new characters.
I don't like that.
And then the following season is when they're going to kind of get Rick back on his feet again, as to the Rick that we all know.
Right. I thought they were breaking down Daryl this season. I thought that they were going to make him like a prisoner and eating dog food, and I thought that they were breaking down Daryl rather than Rick.
Well, the thing is with Daryl, I love Daryl, but if you look as far as like being a writer and story-wise, there's not too many more places that you can take Daryl. He's pretty much run the gamut.
He's just been there.
Yeah.
They haven't really done anything. And when they tried to do a Daryl story with the freaking girl, I hated it. Like, that he can get drunk from one drink, but she never drank in her life, and she can hold her liquor. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Daryl, the quandary that they face is Daryl's kind of become like Wolverine with the X-Men, to where he's kind of taken on his own importance within the show he's on, or the comic he's in, where it takes away and detracts from all the other characters. And I like Daryl, but it's become kind of like, it seems like a quandary where they are deciding what's more important, to like kind of toss a bone to the Daryl fans, or to propel the story forward and just kind of keep maintaining Daryl. Do you see what I'm saying?
I mean, what they need to do with Daryl is they need to have him save the day like Carol did when she took on Terminus. You know, like he just, he's a tracker. He gets his crossbow back. They need to show him do important stuff like save the group or whatever, and not just, be there with the motorcycle. Okay, I'm whatever. Like it doesn't. He's just been there lately.
Well, this season is about being broken. All of these people are going to be broken because Negan's going to kill 1 or 2 people, or kill one and maim the other, whatever they're reporting. And this past season has been all about, Rick's like the big badass alpha of the community, and this whole season that we're about to see is going to be about Negan steps in. He's going to be like the alpha now, and it's going to be all about plotting behind his back, trying to get back on their feet, trying to figure out where we are in the big picture of things. So there has to be something, and that's why I like Daryl, but it would actually make sense story-wise if they actually killed Daryl.
Right.
Because Daryl's a very strong character, and I'm not saying, I don't like Daryl, please kill him. But
I know. People will start commenting like, oh, you're a Daryl hater and all,
Yeah, but I mean, that's stupid. But I like Daryl. But if you're concerned about the show as a whole, which I am, I like the show, the best thing to do to propel the writing and the story is to kill Daryl. And look, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to step out on a limb here and be controversial. Yeah. Glenn is like a very popular character, correct?
Yes.
If they killed Glenn, there's going to be like, God, whatever, but that's to be expected, right?
Well, no, if they killed Glenn, people are going to be outraged, not because Glenn died, but that's exactly how it went down in the comic.
No, but that's
probably foul.
That's my point. That's my point. Is that compounds things even more? Is that they're expecting Glenn's going to die based on the fact he died in the comics. if they really have balls, they'll kill Daryl.
Maggie. They'll kill
No,
Maggie.
no. Kill Daryl. Because I'm telling you right now, people won't like that, and that's the very reason why you need to kill Daryl. If you want to keep things interesting and propel the story and have really great writing, get rid of the characters who are not really fulfilling a purpose at this point. And I love Daryl. I love him as a character, but he has fulfilled his obligations.
That's why, as a writer, right, I would do something would give him a purpose, a story, something like he finds somebody like Rick Scott Michonne. There's a greater chance that he has more to lose. He has to do things differently. He has to evolve as a character. He can't stay stable.
They've already done that, though.
He can't be like, I'm Daryl. And like just there. I mean, he has to have, it has to be something, maybe he leads a group or something. Like, you can't just have him there. Like, at least Carol. Look what they're doing with Carol. Carol went from being an assassin to, like, now she's upset. And they're just like, I can understand I mean, at first I didn't understand what they were doing with her. But I'm like, okay. But she's evolving and devolving.
Well, no, you left out the whole thing about Carol, though. Carol started out as an abused spouse,
right? Yes,
and meek and mousy, and she became that. Like, Carol is a great example of what you can do with a character,
right?
But they haven't really done that with Daryl. Daryl's kind of like, okay, he's the badass older brother that's going to come in and save the day, or he's there. You know, we know he's going to do something.
He had more shit to do when Merle was around. Like, when Merle was around, it's like, all right, you know, but now Merlin's gone. It's like, what does he do, though? They don't, he's going to look for new members? I mean, it's stupid.
Well, that's what they've done is they've groomed Daryl as kind of like the bad boy, iconic sort of person for the show. But the thing is, if you're really interested in the whole show, not just making it the Daryl show, then I don't really see too much more you can do with Daryl at this point. And I like Daryl. I'm just saying, but I like Shane. But there was a time where you had to end him within the confines of the story and propel the story forward.
See, if they this is my fear about this season. And you could tell me, we're going to talk about the first half of this new season with Rick and everybody, right?
Yeah.
If they build this shit up like, oh my God, and then they don't do shit, where they don't kill anybody, from like, the way I see it happening, right? This is what I'm going to have a problem with. I would have Negan kill 2 people, only because people are only expecting 1. And just to be a dick and a badass, he kills somebody else, right? Then I would have him throughout the season killing people, like members. Like, they go to Alexandria, he takes the bat, he whacks freaking Father Gabriel right in the face. I mean, seriously. Like, or he has his members, like, just, you can't, if he's that big of a villain, right? You can't have him where they're going to be talking the whole effing half of the season. Like, what are we going to do? We're going to go to war. We're going to do this. We're going to do no. He's got to show what a freaking badass he has. It can't be that they're afraid to kill this one. They're afraid to kill that one. I mean, we got to a point where we were even saying, "Holy crap!" Like when they're all separated. I mean, even though I didn't like it, I understand it. And they said they would never separate the group like that again. But they seriously need to, if they're really going to make Negan, like, huge, he's got to be such a threat that Rick's got to be not, like grounded totally from the bottom. And he's got to say, I got to take this guy out.
Look, it needs to be said, fuck it. This is going to be controversial, but I really believe this. I'm being serious. No joke. Kill everyone other than Rick, Carl, keep Maggie, maybe, like, you need to kill Daryl, kill Carol, kill Abraham, kill, yeah, she's Sanders weighing in the background there. Kill, who's mullet guy? What's that guy?
Oh, Eugene?
Eugene, yeah, thank you. God, I can't believe I forgot his name. You need to have a reset button. You need to have you need to have a reset button. Yeah, because think about it. Rick has seen his wife die, his best friend die,
T-Dog died,
Herschel
died.
Herschel, all of these people. You need to have a cleaning house keep Rick, keep Carl, keep Maggie, kill Glenn, kill Abraham, kill Eugene, kill Glenn, kill them. Seriously, because, I mean, if not, it's going to become so... Stale, yes. It's going to become so heavy. It's going to be... Because, I mean, we're expecting, okay, Glenn dies. We can get over that, right? You know, we can get over that.
But Negan's got to die after 2 seasons. You can't have... Because even the governor thing, you know?
Wait. What?
You have to give things a jolt, a shocking jolt.
Yeah, give them a jolt. And, I mean, the problem that they have is that...
Happy some milk toast.
Yeah, storyline-wise, we've gotten to a point to where now we're kind of desensitized to where we're kind of like, okay, well, if Glenn dies, I've liked Glenn, but I can move on ahead. You want to really shake the viewers up, but you don't want to shake them up enough to where it becomes a totally different show. You want to shake them up to where, like, you feel lost, just like these people do within their world. Tell me I'm wrong, Joe. I mean, seriously, don't.
Right. When
You have to. You know how they had this.
Then you get more intrigued.
Sorry, Sandra's getting passionate about this too. She's like, "Oh yeah."
You know how in the season you had different type of walkers? They had like the thing with the eyes bleeding out, like the flu walkers.
Yeah.
You need to do something or invent something in the seasons. Maybe the environment gets affected because they started saying what I told you they should do. Next season's going to be in the snow. They're going to do winter next season, which they're going to show the elements and the environment and how they deal with walkers with the snowstorms and tornadoes and all kinds of crap. Which I said they should do that because now they're like, well, what are we going to do? We can't keep doing communities fighting with each other. They got to do, maybe the environment's affected because of the freaking plague and the poisonous of everybody being dead. I mean, maybe the weather patterns are off. Maybe
there are too many characters right now. There are too many characters.
They can't even pay people to be walkers because there's freaking too much of the cash.
But I mean, I like these characters, but I mean,
I do. But
there comes a time where you have to propel the story forward, and there's so many characters. Sandra made a good point. She said the whole point of the show is lost, which I agree with.
Yeah, but the point is here, right? There's so many characters that they miss opportunity. Hold on a second. There's so many characters that they miss opportunities, right? Yeah. When did
Disney movie?
I'm not talking, by the way. She's in the background.
Well, I mean, they didn't really when Maggie's sister died.
Yeah.
Where the hell was that right away? We didn't get that for a while. Oh my God, my sister died and shit like that. You know, when the girls, Denise died with the arrow to the eye.
Yeah.
You never got the other girl's reaction, which was a girlfriend. Like, what the fuck? Like, there's so many characters, they just miss out on shit, on character development, because they can't focus on everybody at the same time. Father Gabriel's just been there. Like, he's probably been off for like months, but then he's still there technically.
I'll tell you what they need to do within the first like 2 or 3 episodes. You're already going to know who dies based on who Negan bats.
Right.
They need to have, and I think they may actually do this. They need to have Daryl actually die in an episode that's going to be something unexpected, where he's actually sacrificing himself so someone else can get away, like Carl maybe.
Right.
They need to do that because that way he's heroic. He goes out in a heroic fashion, and it propels the story ahead. You can't.
Well, maybe he saves Judith. Maybe he saves Judith.
Yeah. There you go. But I mean, tell me, like, really? I mean, there's not any more Daryl can do. He's losing his mystique and interest now because there's not much more he can do other than brood around. That's all he does.
Another aspect of the show, right? How stupid is it that every major character is sitting on the ground with Negan? Who the fuck is in Alexandria but Father Gabriel with Judith? Are you kidding me right now? And Spencer, you know, Deanne's son. I mean, there's nobody. And was it Tina?
I think, yeah.
Tina? Like, who the fuck is in Alexandria? And the girl? There's nobody there. He could basically burn that shit to the ground. You know, they should have never killed off what's his name? Tyrese. Was it Tyrese? What was his name? The guy, you know what I'm talking about, right?
You're talking about the guy with the beard and that fought the guy in the shed. Yeah,
Sasha's brother.
Yeah, I think
they should have never killed him off. Tyrese, or Tyrese. They should.
It's a different guy.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Tyrese. They should have never killed him off. They should have kept him, because at least he could have been in Alexandria, like protecting that place or somebody.
Well, something interesting is if they kill Daryl, the guy that took Daryl's jacket and motorcycle, they're talking about him becoming a central character now.
He fucking sucks. He sucks. No. I saw that trailer and I'm like.
Well, Joe, everyone looked at Merle's younger brother and said, "Oh, look at that little redneck, little asshole,
this
whatever."
Guy has no characterization at all. This guy sucks. Totally. They just did that because they're going to break Daryl down. Because they give all Daryl stuff to him.
Yeah, but you know what? If you're a writer and actually can like really write, you can actually really make that character good.
Jesus.
What? I know. I'm like, what's she laughing about? No. I mean, I'm being serious. Like, but
if you're a writer, you built the guy up from the start.
The writer's job is to make like any unimportant character important. That's the whole point about kill Daryl. Kill Daryl. He's Daryl's like the biggest like fucking.
But they never fucking made this guy big at all. They never did anything to make him like anything likable, or not even likable, dislikable. He's just there. He's Dwight's his name, right?
And guess what? You just described fucking Daryl from an earlier season with Merle. No one knew about
when Daryl was there, it was interesting because he's like, "Oh, it was my brother and shit," and it was like, "Oh, this is gonna be."
Yeah, but you hate this guy, and they could make him into a hero.
How could you?
Come on, man!
Oh,
writing. Oh, come on. I mean, everyone's done bad shit. This guy could, like, the whole point of this guy's character projecting him forward could be the fact of in fact, you know what? I could write this fucking episode. I could write where he and Daryl are, like, fucking trying to kill each other the whole episode, and it comes down to getting Judith out of harm's way, and Daryl sacrifices himself to get Judith out of harm's way, back into being safe again in Alexandria, and dies, and this guy has a change of heart and goes, you know what? Like, you know, Daryl may be onto something here. And then you see a slow progression of him becoming a good guy, trying to fight to help them out. That's good writing and drama. Come on, Joe, you're a writer. You know that.
Yeah, but certain people
tell me I'm wrong. Come on.
I mean, he hasn't been anything that anybody liked.
I know. That's what makes him such a great character.
No,
everyone loves Daryl. He's a superhero. Kill him. Bring a new person in. Make them a hero now. That's what drama.
You forgot about Jesus.
In Disney World.
Oh, well, yeah, I did. Let me think about him.
You forgot about Jesus.
Yeah,
they're gonna make him the guy that's gonna be taking care of Alexandria. Maybe he's gonna be there with Father Gabriel, and he's gonna be a big guy like Daryl. He's gonna be the next Daryl. Jesus character.
Well, Jesus. He can take care of himself, but he's kind of like a weird. I'm trying to figure out where he fits in with things.
He's kind of, he did lie to them though. He did lie to Rick.
Well, everybody lies.
No, but Rick's going to probably punch him in the mouth because he did tell Rick Negan doesn't have that many people. So that was kind of fucked up.
Well, okay, maybe Jesus and Daryl are going to be in on something where Daryl will die and Jesus will save Judith somehow, something like that. I feel like we're talking about like Days of Our Lives or something.
Yeah, I know. Like maybe Luke Spencer is going to stop the Cassadines and
yeah.
Jesus.
Daryl and Carol are going to get married and like Alexandria is going to become like.
First of all, Daryl and Carol are never going to be together. They're never going to do that. It's never going to happen. As much as people want that, that's not going to happen.
So, well, they're like Romeo and Juliet. You have to keep them unrequited love, man.
Maybe they'll introduce the character.
Well, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? Are they going to kill Daryl, Sandra? Should they kill Daryl? hasn't he kind of outlived his use?
If he does die, he'll die at the end. He'll die at the end of season 7.
Yeah, I think that's
they're gonna kill him.
I'm
they're
talking
gonna
2017.
Yeah, I follow you.
April.
Yeah. He's got to have another job.
Well, Glenn did the sci-fi. Yeah, I mean,
I think actually they may bring Leslie Jones onto The Walking Dead, if I'm not mistaken.
listen, you know what they should do? They should bring Matt Smith. Matt
Smith
should be, because what is he doing? He needs to do Walking Dead.
I think he's like asking people if they want to supersize their fries at McDonald's.
Oh, stop it! Seriously, they have opportunities to create new characters that can interact with Daryl and different things.
No, not Daryl. Kill them. Just have new characters.
So let me ask you a question. What could they do to screw it up to jump the shark like you're talking about? Not kill anybody.
To do what they're doing.
Yeah, to do what they're doing. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, no, I'll answer that seriously. If in my mind, maybe I'm speaking for myself, maybe I'm speaking for other people viewing this. If they don't kill someone of consequence, and I'm not talking about Glenn, I'm really talking about one person, Daryl. Yeah, because right now he's the only person I'm not expecting that they would touch.
Right.
So if they killed him, I would actually tip my hat to them and go, hey, this show, they're really hardcore and they're seriously for real.
Or if they killed Abraham, you wouldn't be like, oh.
Or if they killed Rick, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they can't. First of all, a lot of people don't understand. When he said that speech to his people, he says if the kid moves, rip his eye out and give it to his dad. So Rick is not the victim and Carl's not the victim. Because obviously he's talking to the person that's not Rick or Paul. Okay? So they are totally not going to get killed. Completely. Because he could always use Carl as a bait to if Rick gets out of line to do something to Rick. So Rick and Carl are safe, but nobody else is. Okay?
And Negan, by the way, keep in mind, and this is very important, Negan is a smart enough gamesman to realize with keeping Carl alive, he basically has power over Rick. Correct. To keep Rick as his bitch. In
fact, what he should do after he kills, I guess, Abraham, that I think he's going to kill Abraham, but after he does that, he should take Carl and Daryl with him.
You know what, Nate? I think they should kill Daryl, Abraham, and Michonne. Those three. Okay, maybe not Abraham, wink, wink, but no, they should kill those three because Abraham's very powerful, and his storylines kind of come to a point after this past season, so that would make sense with him.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather, because it's going to get stale. I know it's going to get stale. Wouldn't you rather them on the run rather than be in this freaking area where they go into like some place completely different, like Washington or New York or something that it's just, forget about this community shit. They're just completely out there because they've been in the same freaking place for how effing long. Like, seriously. They're going to be here for 5 years? That's boring.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. You're going to see a change in the show. I'm telling you right now, that's why I'm saying this season could be the shark season, depending on how they do it. Because depending on what they decided on who dies or not is going to, like, basically decide how this coming season's going to go with things as far as that's concerned.
Negan's got to be dead by season 8. He can't be around for 3 years. That's going to be ridiculous.
I don't know about that. Because you have one whole season of him ruling over everyone. And then the next season with him would be Rick getting his foothold back as being the leader. So that's 2 seasons right there with Negan. And then you have a season with Negan kind of being around, relegated to like a secondary character. Someone who you don't know is trustworthy or not. I mean, there has to be there's going to be a flip-flop of positions with Rick and Negan.
I mean, Negan's supposed to get the same amount of airtime as Rick. which is going to be like half the episode is Rick, half the episode is Negan.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like Negan.
Boring.
No, why?
Because it's just, I don't know. It's just that's going to be the jump under the shark. It's going to be too split where it's going to be.
I don't know about that.
I'm optimistic, but I don't know. I mean, again, I'm trying to think of this whole thing as a whole.
Well, we had quite a bit of the Governor, and Negan's a lot more interesting a character than the Governor.
Well, we kind of had like what, a year of the Governor, right? Which was like season 3.
Yeah, but it was different, but a different position because we know that Negan is there to propel the story forward to neuter Rick for a season, and then the following season is going to be Rick getting back on his feet, being the alpha again, and then the fallout from that's going to be the 3rd season from now that we're going to see. So we're already 3 years ahead.
So he's going to be around for 3 years, Negan.
Negan is not going to go anywhere for 3 years. I promise you that. And
at some point in time, they're going to be working together.
Well, but for some period of time, I don't know if they're working quote unquote together, but he's not going anywhere for at least I would say 3 years. Right. Because they're not going to set this whole storyline up with this guy, and from what I know from him from the comics, they're not going to have him around for like a season, but because he has to have a whole season to establish the fact this guy is the man and Rick is nobody. They have to have a whole season of that. So that's 1 year.
Right.
So then the 2nd year, Rick's going to be kind of getting his shit back together. Things are going to be going on, behind Negan. There's going to be like people plotting behind his back, whatever the situation is. So that's going to be the 2nd season. And then the 3rd season, you're going to have a wrap-up of that character if, in fact, you actually wrap him up.
Right. Now, do you think they're going to merge Fear the Walking Dead with Walking Dead? I heard that they changed their mind and they're absolutely not doing it, they said.
Yeah,
do you think that they changed their mind with that or no?
Well, people lie, so who knows?
See, the thing is, right now, it would have to be a massive time jump because they're like 5 years behind.
Well, as I pointed out to you on the phone several days back, not this episode, but last weekend's episode, Madison says she's from Alabama.
Yeah.
And Rick and The Walking Dead show takes place in Georgia. Well, right. it did, for like the majority of the seasons for the series.
Right.
Those two states are like right next to each other. And I don't know where she's from. She never said it from Alabama, but they actually could be related.
So she could make a play to go back home.
Yeah.
Basically.
They could write that any way that they want.
But where is they now, though, Rick? Because isn't Rick far from there now?
Well, yeah, they moved north. But, I mean, isn't that weird that they would pick for Madison that she happened to be in the state right next to where the whole Walking Dead series takes place, except for whatever, like the last – I think they're in, like, Virginia somewhere or something, right? Alexandria, Virginia. So, like the last season or two.
Yeah, they're in Virginia now, I think, right? Yeah.
But they're close enough. They're one, I mean, like, Alabama and Virginia are not that far away from each other. I mean, like, hours by car. Like, really not much of a drive.
They are.
No, they're not.
Virginia's next to Pennsylvania.
No shit.
It's very far.
Well, they're not walking from L.A. to fucking Manhattan. That's my point.
Oh.
I don't know, but we got another season of Fear the Walking Dead next year.
And like the guy told Rick, go with the people on the boat, right?
Yes, he did. So maybe they get the Abigail somehow.
Yeah. Go. Well, wait a minute. They don't even need to get the boat because the guy said, go with the people on the boat.
Yes.
Go with the people on the boat. On the boat. They were on the fucking boat.
But that's that guy they should bring back that he didn't turn.
Somebody peed here.
It's everybody when Daryl died.
Yeah. No, we adopted a new dog, and
okay.
Every now and then he gets a little bit creative and does something crazy on the wooden floor in there, and she was like, "Oh my God, he just did that."
Oh, so
by the way,
you got 4 dogs now?
3.
Oh. You always had 2. Oh, so, okay. How long you have this new dog for?
We've had Leo about 2.5 months, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
As we're talking, by the way, I look up and Negan's on TV smiling with the bat in his hand.
Yeah.
No peeing.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Exactly. Yeah. This is what happens the way we do it live. Yeah. So.
No peeing, or you're gonna get Negan's bat.
Yeah.
You little
Exactly.
fuck.
Yeah. That's funny. Wonder if we'll ever see animals turn. Probably not. They probably don't have the money to do that.
Well, I noticed they had a dog in last week's episode that ran by Nick when he was walking into town.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then there's a tiger. We're gonna have a tiger.
Yeah.
I guess. See how long that lasts. That's gonna be interesting.
Maybe the tiger will eat Carl or something.
I mean, these characters, I guess they're gonna be around for years too, like Negan. The guy that's the king of the kingdom, I guess. What's his name?
I don't know.
Ezekiel or something?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So, and then they got to introduce Alpha. That's another big character coming.
Yeah, I'm kind of familiar with that character, too.
Which Alpha just died. I guess Negan killed her. Is it a she?
I think it's a she, yeah.
Yeah, I think Negan just killed her like a month ago or something in the comics.
I read about 2 months ago, kind of a spoiler to skip ahead with the comics, and read some things about Alpha, and I wasn't aware that character died at the time, but...
Aren't they going to... Then weren't they supposed to introduce Daryl into the comic? Or no?
I don't know about that.
Yeah. But we almost lost Carl. We didn't like, he's still alive, but we almost did in the comics, supposedly.
Kill Daryl.
Let's see. But then how long you could keep Glenn for?
Really, I mean, Glenn's storyline's pretty much done, too.
Yeah,
he's in the same boat as Daryl. I mean, just, kill him already.
It could be this season they clean house with the original crew. Goodbye, Carol. Goodbye, Daryl.
That would be the best thing that they could do.
And then Maggie sticks around, but she's against Rick. Because supposedly, from what I heard, whoever dies, somebody goes to Rick, like to kill Rick, like of his most trusted, like maybe Maggie, if Glenn died. And Carl's supposed to pull a gun on Maggie, supposedly. And then Michonne is supposed to also stop, like, because they just went crazy. So I guess the groups, like, Negan leaves them and it splits that way. You know? The group, I guess, splits or splinters or whatever. And Maggie becomes the leader of the Hilltop. And I guess some people go with her. And then Rick goes back to Alexandria. But supposedly Negan goes to Alexandria when he leaves Rick's group. And then he must be killing somebody in Alexandria. Supposedly. Yeah, don't pay. Right.
I don't know what she's talking about back there, but whatever. A screwdriver.
All right.
Yeah, maybe I'll put it in her head.
Yeah.
That's how you kill walkers, right? She's got a Phillips head. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So that's it. You want Daryl dead? I think they got to do something different. I don't know what they're gonna do, but
maybe they'll kill Carol. Maybe Carol's the one that goes to Rick, and there's a fracturing of the group, and Carol decides she's had enough with Rick, based on the drama they had in the past, and
maybe
Carl has to kill Carol.
We keep forgetting about Morgan. Morgan could be a victim of Negan at the end of the season too.
Look at the flowers, Carol.
It could be Morgan though. Morgan could die at the end of the season. It's gonna be spread out. I mean, some people. The first episode, someone's dying. the mid-season, someone's dying, probably around the mid-season. The end of Series 7, the second half, someone's dying. So it's got to be, I mean, it's got to be that way because you can't just have, and then I don't know if I like the idea of them not doing a cliffhanger now because they're so scared. I mean, that's not, nobody said not do cliffhangers. We just said don't do it where you don't know who dies anymore. They could still do cliffhangers, but now they're petrified to do cliffhangers. So it's going to be like, oh, stupid then. They're going to end it like, you know, whatever. All right. Now I'm babbling. On that note, thank you, Mike D. Take care. Bye for now.